Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. I know it seems like it's been forever, but just 2.5 years ago, Zion Williamson and Morant was selected as the first and second overall picks in the 2019 NBA draft. Zion was selected number 1 overall, and Morant was selected number 2 overall. We hadn't seen, in my opinion, and I think most people agree, we hadn't seen this much hype and anticipation around a draft class since probably the 2003 draft class, which had, think about this, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Dwayne Wade. Yes, those guys were in the same draft class. Not since that draft class have we seen this much anticipation. And I think that 2003 draft class was epic, and ultimately it produced at least 3 future Hall of Famers, right? At least 3. If you can produce 3 Hall of Famers in one draft class, that's a hell of a draft class. And I'm sure there are other players out there, that I'm leaving out. And for many of the people in the media believe that this 2019 draft class would be, would follow in the same footsteps as the draft class of 2003. But after 2.5 years, I can't help but feeling melancholic. Why? Zion Williamson, to this point, has been a major disappointment. And dare I say, he's heading towards becoming a bust. Now, this word of being a bust after the whole thing with Kwame Brown and Stephen A. Smith, there's no other way. Okay, let me change that word. Heading towards becoming a major disappointment, if we don't want to use that term, right? People forget after when Zion Williamson came into the NBA, sponsors, shoe companies were clamoring for this guy. And after signing a 7-year, $75 million deal with Jordan Brand in 2019, Zion Williamson has played a total of 85 games in almost 3 years, or 2.5 NBA season. He hasn't played a single game this entire season due to a foot injury he has been nursing. And now we heard, I believe it was a week or so ago, that he's going to continue his rehabilitation in Portland, Oregon, right? He's going to be out there working on his, trying to get healthy again. But on the other hand, we have Morant, who's quickly turning into one of the young superstars or stars in the NBA. Morant is quickly turning into a household name. If you look at this guy's stats this season, let's just get into his stats this season. Morant, in his 3rd year in the NBA, is averaging 25 points per game. Think about this. He's shooting 49% from the field, to me, which I think is amazing. That is almost 4 percentage points higher than he did last year. He's improved his 3-point shooting percentage by 8%. The season prior, he was shooting 30% from the 3. This year, he's shooting 38% from the 3. He's improved his free throw shooting percentage from 72.8% to 76.7%. He's getting you more rebounds this season, up from 4 rebounds a game to 5.7 rebounds. He's getting you 6.7 assists, only 3 turnovers as their point guard in only his 3rd year, and getting you 1.3 steals. And the Memphis Grizzlies just came off with a very impressive win over the league's best Golden State Warriors just yesterday. Morant, this 22-year-old point guard, currently has the Memphis Grizzlies as the number 4 seed in the Western Conference. Think about that. The number 4 seed. Morant, in my personal opinion, and I think most people will concur, is living up to the hype in a major way. And this guy is only going to get better. Some people say, well, how do you know Morant is going to get better? Because we have the evidence. Just pull up his career record. Morant, so far in his NBA career, this is his 3rd year, he's been improving every single season, which is something I like to see. I like to see guys come into the NBA and really take full advantage of the opportunity that they have in front of him, like similarly to maybe Kawhi Leonard or Giannis Antetokounmpo. These guys came into the NBA and then they've just improved over time. Zion, on the other hand, is still struggling to get back on the court. Still. And I fear in the next few years, people will be saying that Ja Morant was the better player in this draft class. Very similarly to what people have been saying with that 03 draft class. Remember, Carmelo Anthony, I believe, was a number 3 overall pick, and I think Dwayne Wade was either number 4 or number 5. But now, when we look back at both of their careers, Dwayne Wade was the more accomplished NBA player, and I think most people will have Dwayne Wade ranked higher than Carmelo Anthony. Dwayne Wade is a Finals MVP. He's a 3-time NBA champion. Like, Dwayne Wade had the better career, although Melo was drafted higher than him. Now, am I saying that it's over for Zion Williamson? Absolutely not. That is not what I'm saying. Because you can compare, all you need to do is look at a player like Joel Embiid. Yes, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid was in a very similar situation when he first began his playing career. The first 2 years of Joel Embiid's playing career in the NBA, he played 84 games in 2 seasons. But if you look at him now, just last season, if he was healthy, most people or some people believe that he should have been the regular season MVP over Nikola Jokic. Certainly Skip Bayless felt that way, but obviously Shannon Sharp felt it was Nikola Jokic. Joel Embiid is probably the most dominant player in the NBA when he's healthy and when he's playing. He can do everything. But when he started his career, there was some question marks. It was a huge shouting match in the early days of, Undisputed between Chris Broussard and Nick Wright. When Joel Embiid, I think, attended a Meek Mill concert, he was dancing on stage. So early on in his career, we were also a bit worried. But now, if you look at him over time, I think Joel Embiid has been in the NBA for at least 7 years now. You know, he's one of the best players in the NBA, and some people argue that he's the best big in the NBA. If he's not the best big, it's certainly him and Nikola Jokic. So he's been in a situation where we've had players like this before. It's not like as if Zion Williamson is setting some type of precedent. No, he's not. But if we're comparing the two players, I think Zion Williamson is going to have some challenges because now he's nursing an injury. And if you listen to a lot of people talk about Zion, they're saying that one of the major issues that he's having is his weight. They're saying his weight is an issue. And weight can be very difficult to drop, especially when you're injured. Because if you're injured and you can't play and you can't train, it's going to be very hard for you to keep off that weight. Some people, they can just sit down, not go to the gym, and they'll lose weight. Some people, if they sit down and don't go to the gym, they're going to add weight, right? People have different bodies. And it seems as if Zion has a body that makes it a little bit easier for him to put on weight, right? And that's just his genetics. It's the same genetics that allows him to jump out of the gym, right? So you take the good with the bad. But for me, I think the success of Ja Morant is putting pressure on Zion Williamson. Because the fact of the matter is, Zion Williamson, if we're going to be honest, was supposed to be the next face of the NBA. He was supposed to be the next face. The NBA did everything. I even think they created that play-in tournament with the Orlando Magic, in Orlando during the lockdown, just so they could give the New Orleans Pelicans an opportunity to get in the play-in, get into the playoffs, just so we could see Zion Williamson in the playoffs, right? Zion was supposed to be the next face of the NBA. But currently, as we speak, the person that was picked after him, the number 2 pick in that same 2019 draft class, right now is outshining him. And it has nothing to do with Zion's ability to play basketball. It's just that he hasn't had an opportunity to play because of his health. So at this particular point, I think if we're looking at these two players and we're comparing them head to head, I think Ja Morant is currently leading the way. So what I want to know from you guys is, number 1, when do you think Zion is going to get back on the court? And do you think the success of Ja Morant is putting pressure on Zion Williamson? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamers Pro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.